happen, but what is your take on the contact down there?
He's just a hack. He's just an absolute hack. He gets his ass kicked by his teammates every week. And just, he's terrible. He's just terrible, and he sees one opportunity and he takes it. But obviously, he's got the fastest car every week and he runs 10th. So he didn't want to race us there. We had a good clean race. I moved up as high as I could on the racetrack to give him all the room I could, and he still can't drive.
To be that close with the day you guys had, to come from the back, how much more frustrating does that make it to get cleaned out, in your opinion, there at the very end?
I didn't hear what you said.
To have the day you guys had coming from the back like you did, does that make it worse at the end?
No, I mean, we got in, we did what we had to do, but, I just wanted to race there at the end, and just, he's just terrible.
Thanks, Danny.
What is up, guys? Junior here. If you guys I imagine you guys probably just watched the video I showed on screen. Yeah, so, if you watched my video yesterday, that Denny Hamlin and Alex Bowman got in a fight. Not fist fighting, per se, not yet anyway, but, more car fighting. Denny Hamlin, as you probably saw, was on the throttle, trying to screw up Alex Bowman's celebration. And essentially, what happened was Alex Bowman was racing Denny Hamlin for the lead. Denny Hamlin's racing for a championship, essentially. Alex Bowman, not so much. Bowman's racing a championship contender for the win of a race in which the win would greatly benefit Hamlin. For Bowman, it would do him literally nothing. Well, they break into turns 3 and 4, and I'll show you guys a video in just a second of what I'm talking about. And the front brake on Bowman's car, gone, wasted, over. So he brakes, the rear brakes are really the only ones doing all the work. He squirms a little bit, gets a little loose, hits Hamlin spins out. Now here's the thing. The way that the way that the championship works in NASCAR, you have to get a certain number of points, you have to win to advance, and there's rounds and stuff, which I think is pretty dope. I'm not going to call it the playoffs because I think that's stupid. I'm going to try to refer to it as the chase as much as I can. But anyway, so Hamlin had plenty of points to spare, I mean, unless he, DNF'd, everyone that was on the lead lap could have passed him, and he still would have had points to spare, and that's what happened. He got spun, lost all the positions that he could have for the lead lap cars, came in, pitted to check the damage, and to really just do a progress check. Race proceeds on to the end, and really the battle wasn't between Hamlin and Bowman. Well, for me, that wasn't the main focal point. After Bowman spun Hamlin, I was like, that's NASCAR, But then, because I was busy watching the Martin Truex, Brad Keselowski, and Kyle Busch fight. Now, those three, really the 2 and the 18 of Keselowski and Busch, they were too many points behind Truex, who was above the cut line. So they needed to win the race to advance to the next round. So it was so there were 3 cars. Bowman was leading the race. Busch was in 2nd or 3rd, and then Keselowski was in 2nd or 3rd, whichever spot Busch wasn't in, Keselowski was in. Anyway, so there's 3 guys in the top 3. One of them doesn't matter at all. Well, Bowman greatly matters, but him winning doesn't matter at all. As far as who gets knocked out of the championship. I don't know. I mean, what I'm saying doesn't make any sense, but if Bowman wins, it's not going to take out Truex. But if Keselowski wins, it takes Truex out and takes Kyle Busch out. If Kyle Busch wins, it takes out Keselowski and Truex. Long story short, like I said, Bowman was celebrating because he won. Meaning the final 4 is going to be Kyle Larson, who's the best driver in NASCAR right now, easily. Let's see, Denny Hamlin, Martin Truex, and Chase Elliott. Those are the championship 4. Those are the 4 guys that will be racing for the championship at Phoenix. Yeah, so the reason Hamlin got so mad at Bowman, and I'm going to show you guys the interview, he was ticked. Might as well have called Bowman the Mazepin of NASCAR, honestly. But, oh my gosh, dude, the guy, Hamlin was so mad, talking about how Bowman wasn't even racing for a championship. Hamlin is, all kinds of ticked. NASCAR almost intervened, I would have thought. Because when the cars start, when instead of beating the crap out of a guy, when you start pushing on him with your car and stuff, yeah, that's where NASCAR kind of has to draw the line, because safety and all kinds of stuff, Anyway, proceeding on. Yeah, it's and there have been some interesting playoff situations in the past. Remember, there was one time at Talladega, the elimination race there. two people were dead even in points. I think it was Hamlin and Dillon, actually. Denny Hamlin and Austin Dillon. But yeah, I'm kind of excited going into I'm kind of excited going into Phoenix because, well, my boy Truex is in the championship for the first time in a while, and it's gonna be a fun race to say the least. So yeah.
That point will put Martin Truex Jr. back inside the championship 4.
Now Truex has to hold the 1 off and the 43 off, the 1 back to his rear bumper as the 48 continues to try to take the lead from the 11. Oh! The 11 around!
The 11 goes around, and the caution will come out. A restart.
Down into turn 3. The 48 gets loose into the corner. You can see the back coming around. He has to chase the car up the track into the left rear corner panel of Denny Hamlin. Denny goes around into the wall. Typical Martinsville, 2 cars racing hard at the end of this race, and the guy on the inside trying his hardest. Overruns the entry of the corner. We see it over and over. This is late in the race where those front brakes are gave out. You got a lot of rear brake in the car because the front brakes are giving up time and time again. When you see them running so hard, you know they're pushing really, really hard, and those front brakes are going away, and that entry gets looser, looser, looser as those brakes fade.